Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific.
I've been asked this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's...
Hey everybody, very quick disclaimer, as I'm making this video right now, Hollywood Hills is on fire, just to give you a timeline of where I am at, just in case all of a sudden Hollywood burns down. I don't know what's going to happen, I don't think anyone does. But in this video, you are going to see the current meltdowns that are happening surrounding this event. Really, it's conservatives versus California. Everybody pointing out the failures that are happening with LA, the mayor and Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. Now, let us start with the most famous clip, Donald Trump calling out Gavin Newsom. This is mega viral. I'm going to play this for you guys.
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal side, and he didn't want to sign it, but it's not going to happen again like that. There's no reason. Can you imagine? You have farmers that don't have any water in California. They have plenty of water. They don't have a drought. They send it out to the Pacific.
Okay, so what Donald Trump is referring to, and he's been very vocal about this for a while now, and this is the argument that Gavin Newsom would not sign a bill that would allow for California to start conserving or to house water for firefighters to fight fires or to contain fires. Gavin Newsom did not sign this bill and wanted water to flow freely as intended down to the ocean, and he did it as like an environmental thing, but we are seeing what's happening. It's sort of backfiring, unfortunately, for the people of LA, and Gavin actually did respond to this personally live on air through CNN.
We're in the public safety phase.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden, and he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
I cannot believe Anderson Cooper, in the middle of someone's home burning down in the background, has to bring up Donald Trump. He had to do it. And I might shock some of you guys, but I think Anderson Cooper doing that to Gavin Newsom is horrible. Even though I really don't like Gavin Newsom, he is the leader right now of California. He needs to be making the right decisions. And I think the last thing we should be doing is trying to piss him off or make it so he can't make the right choices. Look, I already think he made all of the terrible choices. That is my opinion, but he has to try and fix it. Anderson Cooper trying to do that interview, tried to make Gavin Newsom mad. Absolutely disgusting. He needs to try and save the city of LA and try to save people's lives right now.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this.
The mayor of LA, in my opinion, I think a lot of people have lost the confidence in the mayor of LA. She just sat on live TV, and I'm not trying to fabricate these clips to make them look bad. They are doing it themselves. She just said the website you need to go to if you need help, food, or supplies, the website's name is URL. You literally cannot make this up. Anyway, now the controversy is this. Some firefighters are saying they don't have any issues with water, and then you have other firefighters say, I can't get to any water. Let me play these clips for you.
We saw an apartment building engulfed in flames. I saw the fire engine pull up this afternoon, a fire captain have one of his firefighters attach a hose to a hydrant, and that hose didn't fill up, Alex. And I asked the captain, out of every 10 hydrants you attach to today, on average, how many are you getting full water from? He says little to none.
Many fire hydrants, we're told, in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles have actually gone dry. What is the situation like right now? Do you have adequate supplies of water to fight this fire?
Yeah, I've been up in that area since about 3 this morning. I've seen no sign of water deficit up there. There's been water coming out of all the hoses that I've seen just by driving through. Again, I haven't heard any news of that on myself.
Okay, so I'm not trying to push a narrative or anything like that. I just wanted to show you guys that there are some firefighters out there who haven't really seemed to have an issue. And to be honest with you, these firefighters are probably so tired and busy. They don't know what they're signing up for when they go on TV. They're like, yeah, I'll do this interview. They don't know if there's a narrative trying to be pushed. They're just trying to answer these questions and get back to fighting these fires. Without a doubt, there are tons of firefighters whose hoses are not working, and then you have some where they are. So again, that is kind of what's going on right now. But this next clip definitely speaks for itself. This is going mega viral. This is the head of the fire department.
I'm super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
Look, this is one of the most debated topics right now in our country. This is a dividing line, and looking from the outside in, what a lot of people are starting to point out is that it looks like this fire chief seems to care more about the whole diversity thing and not picking the right people for the job. In fact, here's a clip from CNN where they talk about this.
And our new fire chief, has, and by the way, LA Fire Department is fantastic. The people, it's like the people who work for the federal government, so many of us are good people, but the people in charge, she took over and she put on her bio that her priority, my highest priority, is inclusion, diversity, and equity. That is my priority. And somebody forgot to fill all the reservoirs, I guess, with water, because when I was getting smoke alarms, there was a fire truck parked in front of my house, but they couldn't pump any water because there was none, because they didn't put them in the reservoirs.
Okay, now this next clip is from CNN. It's another popular talking point talking about climate change, that it just so happens in the area, according to this news anchor, there hasn't been a lot of rainfall, thus a lot of the reservoirs were not able to get filled up for the firefighters. I'll let the clip speak for itself, and you guys can leave your comments down below how you feel about this.
There is a lot of federal oversight and bureaucracy that sometimes makes resources very difficult for individuals and communities to have, particularly after disasters occur. I've seen it in my own district in the Virgin Islands. But I think that what we're seeing here is also climate change, right? Because there has been no water, there's been no rainfall in Southern California since May. They've had 0.1% of inches of rainfall in California since May. That has led to the dryness that you're seeing. And then with the high winds that are occurring at this time of year, that's bringing the fires across.
Now look, my only pushback, if I'm going to be honest here, is that Donald Trump has straight up said, and you can look at all of the evidence and all of the receipts for a very long time now, he's been saying forever, you need to build up the reservoirs, you need to start cleaning up the forest, you need to come up with plans to contain these fires, because this is happening every single year. In fact, Donald Trump has actually been pretty big on conservation. There's a very big misconception that he doesn't care about our environment. That is far from the truth. Donald Trump has always been for the farmer and has always been for the environment. Now, this next clip is absolutely insane. This is another reason why I think a lot of people are not trusting the mayor right now of LA. And I wish she was doing a better job, and I wish, she can kind of handle the situation. But from all the clips I'm seeing, it just doesn't look like it, unfortunately.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Look, I come from a U.S. military background, combat engineer in the 101st Airborne. Whenever things like this happen in the U.S. Army, the leader. They are the ones who get in trouble. It is their fault. So maybe I'm being too harsh on Gavin, or maybe I'm being too harsh on the mayor. That is my opinion. Right now, it falls on them to try and figure this out, to include the leadership of the fire department. Now, this next clip is Donald Trump amplifying some other ideas as far as what's going on in California, and I guess how he intends to try and fix the problem. He also brings up the fact of, I don't know how insurance companies are going to be able to afford all of this. I know that there's a lot of issues right now with some insurance companies getting caught canceling some of their policies. Maybe I'll do another video on that later, but I don't know how insurance companies can afford all of this. We're talking about billions upon billions of dollars.
Everything. I mean, virtually Beverly Hills and areas around Beverly Hills are being decimated. The biggest homes, some of the most valuable homes in the world are just destroyed. I don't even know. You know, you talk about a tax base. If those people leave, you're going to lose half your tax base of California. This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water. They didn't have water in the fire hydrants. They don't have water. And yet they have, the water comes from, you know where? Up north. And it comes down at levels, they give millions and millions of barrels of gallons of water that they have, and they send it out into the Pacific. For the Pacific, it's like a drop, it's nothing. But for California, it would take care of the whole state.
Okay, so if you are still watching this video, I really appreciate it. Again, I am a Christian. I think some of you guys know that. Even though I cannot stand the leadership of California, I actually do pray and hope they can figure it out. I know it's very tough for me to say that, and I know some of you agree because I know a lot of the heinous things that they stand for have said and done, but there are lives at risk right now, and we do need our leadership to do a little bit better out there. So we'll see what happens. Again, as I make this video, Beverly Hills right now is evacuating. I have no idea what's going to happen in the later hours or the early hours of this tragic event. We'll see you guys later.